The FIFA World Cup is where dreams are realized, heroes emerge, and entire nations live every second alongside their teams. Some matches are expected to be one-sided. Some matches are expected to follow the script. And then there are matches like Belgium versus Egypt, a match that began with one team carrying the weight of expectation and another carrying the hopes of an entire continent. A match that would remind the world why football remains the most unpredictable sport on earth. Because when the final whistle arrived, nobody was talking about predictions anymore. Everyone was talking about the battle they had just witnessed. But before we dive into the action, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our World Cup coverage. We bring you the biggest matches, the biggest stories, and the biggest moments from football's greatest tournament. Now, let's begin. The atmosphere inside the stadium was absolutely electric. Thousands of supporters had traveled across continents. Millions more watched from homes, restaurants, and fan zones around the world. The World Cup had arrived, and for Belgium and Egypt, the journey was only beginning. Belgium entered the tournament with enormous expectations. For years, the Red Devils had been considered one of football's most talented nations. Their squad was filled with experience. Their squad was filled with quality. And most importantly, their squad was filled with players capable of changing a match in an instant. Leading the charge was Kevin De Bruyne, a player many consider one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. His vision, his passing, his intelligence, his ability to create opportunities where none seemed to exist. Belgium's hopes rested heavily on his shoulders. Yet standing across from them was a team that refused to be intimidated. Egypt arrived with belief. The Pharaohs understood that many people viewed them as underdogs, but they also understood something else. World Cups are not won on paper. Matches are not decided by reputation. Matches are decided by courage, determination, execution, and above all else, belief. Leading Egypt was Mohamed Salah, one of Africa's greatest footballers, a player whose name has become synonymous with excellence, a player capable of inspiring an entire nation. For Egyptian supporters, Salah represented hope. For Belgian defenders, he represented danger. As kickoff approached, the tension became impossible to ignore. Players shook hands. Captains exchanged greetings. Referees completed their final checks. Then came the whistle, and the battle began. Belgium immediately attempted to establish control. The ball moved confidently through midfield. Passes flowed from one side of the pitch to the other. The Red Devils looked determined to impose themselves early. Kevin De Bruyne was everywhere, receiving possession, directing teammates, searching for openings. Every touch carried purpose. Every pass carried intent. Egypt, however, remained remarkably calm. There was no panic, no desperation, no signs of fear. Instead, the Pharaohs maintained their shape. Their defensive organization was excellent. Their concentration was unwavering. Their game plan was clear. Absorb pressure, stay disciplined, and strike when opportunities appear. The opening minutes unfolded exactly as many expected. Belgium controlled possession. Belgium advanced into dangerous areas. Belgium created pressure. Yet something was missing. The breakthrough never arrived. And as the clock continued to tick, Egypt grew increasingly comfortable. The Pharaohs began winning challenges. They began moving forward with confidence. They began believing. Then came the moment that changed everything. A quick transition caught Belgium off guard. The ball moved rapidly through midfield. Suddenly, Egypt found space. For just a brief second, Belgium's defensive structure opened. That was all Egypt needed. The attack developed quickly. The opportunity appeared, and Egypt took it. The strike was hit with conviction. The goalkeeper reacted. The crowd froze. Then the net rippled. Goal for Egypt. The stadium erupted. Egyptian supporters exploded with joy. Players sprinted toward the corner flag. Coaches celebrated wildly. Against the run of play, Egypt had taken the lead. The score was now Belgium 0. Egypt won. And just like that, everything changed. Belgium's confidence was suddenly tested. Their supporters looked stunned. The favorites were behind. The underdogs were ahead. And the pressure had completely shifted. Egypt sensed opportunity. Their confidence skyrocketed. Every tackle received cheers. Every interception generated belief. Every successful pass reinforced the idea that something special might be possible. Meanwhile, Belgium pushed forward. They knew a response was necessary. They knew they could not allow frustration to take control. Kevin De Bruyne attempted to dictate the rhythm. Attacks continued to flow through him. Dangerous crosses entered the penalty area. Creative passes split defensive lines. But Egypt refused to break. The defensive effort was extraordinary. Every player understood their role. Every player contributed. Every player fought for the badge on the front of their shirt. As halftime approached, Belgium continued searching for an equalizer. The pressure intensified. The urgency increased. Yet Egypt remained resilient. Then came the halftime whistle. Belgium 0. Egypt 1. An unexpected scoreline. A fascinating story. And perhaps most importantly, 45 minutes still remained. The match was far from over. The question now was simple. Could Egypt hold on? Or would Belgium's quality eventually prevail? The answer would arrive in the second half. And it would arrive with drama. As the players disappeared into the tunnel, two very different emotions filled the stadium. For Egypt, there was excitement. For Belgium, there was concern. The Pharaohs had spent 45 minutes proving they could compete with one of Europe's most talented teams. Belgium, meanwhile, faced an uncomfortable reality. They were behind. And if they wanted to avoid starting their World Cup campaign with a defeat, something had to change. Inside the dressing room, the Belgian coaching staff knew exactly what was at stake. This was more than a single match. A poor result in the opening game can completely change the direction of a World Cup campaign. Momentum matters. Confidence matters. And points matter more than anything. As the players emerged for the second half, there was a noticeable difference in Belgium's body language. The urgency was greater. The intensity was higher. The determination was obvious. The referee blew the whistle. The second half was underway. Belgium immediately pushed forward. The Red Devils increased the tempo of their passing. They moved the ball faster. They attacked with greater purpose. Egypt could sense the pressure building. Every player in red was moving forward. Every attack seemed more dangerous than the last. Yet Egypt continued to defend brilliantly. Their defensive line remained organized. Their midfielders worked tirelessly. Every challenge was contested. Every loose ball was fought for. Minutes passed. The score remained unchanged. Belgium 0. Egypt 1. And with every passing minute, Egyptian supporters began dreaming. Could this really happen? Could Egypt hold off Belgium and secure one of the biggest victories in recent World Cup history? The possibility felt increasingly real, but football has a way of testing belief, especially in the closing stages. Belgium continued searching for answers. Kevin De Bruyne remained at the center of everything. He dropped deeper to collect possession. He pushed higher to support attacks. He switched play from side to side. He was doing everything possible to inspire a comeback. At times, it looked as though the equalizer was inevitable. At other times, Egypt's defense looked completely unbeatable. The tension inside the stadium continued to rise. Every Belgian attack brought anticipation. Every Egyptian clearance brought relief. Then came a moment that changed the entire match. Belgium made a substitution, and that substitution carried enormous significance. Romelu Lukaku entered the field. The powerful striker had become one of Belgium's most important players over the years. His strength, his movement, his finishing ability, his experience, all of it made him a constant threat. The moment he stepped onto the pitch, Egyptian defenders immediately knew their challenge had become even more difficult. Lukaku brought a new dimension to Belgium's attack. Crosses suddenly became more dangerous. Long balls became more effective. The penalty area became a battleground. And almost immediately, his presence made an impact. Belgium surged forward once again. The ball was worked into a dangerous area. A cross flashed across the face of goal. Players rushed toward the ball. Defenders scrambled. For a split second, chaos took over. Then came the decisive touch. The ball ended up in the back of the net. Goal for Belgium! The stadium exploded. Belgian supporters erupted in celebration. Players raced toward each other. The pressure that had been building for more than an hour was finally released. Belgium had found their equalizer. The score now stood at 1 goal each. And suddenly, the match felt completely different. Everything that Egypt had worked so hard to protect had disappeared in an instant. Yet, to their credit, they did not collapse. They did not panic. They did not lose their composure. Instead, they responded. The Pharaohs continued fighting. They continued believing. They continued looking for opportunities. The match entered its most dramatic phase. Both teams believed they could win. Both teams knew the importance of 3 points, and neither side was willing to settle. The final 20 minutes became an emotional roller coaster. Belgium pushed forward relentlessly. Egypt counterattacked whenever opportunities appeared. The game stretched from end to end. Supporters could barely remain seated. Every attack felt dangerous. Every mistake felt costly. The stakes could not have been higher. For Belgium, a comeback victory would rescue their opening match. For Egypt, a late winner would create one of the tournament's biggest stories. The drama intensified. Belgium came close again. A dangerous attack carved open the defense. The opportunity appeared. The crowd prepared to celebrate, but somehow Egypt survived. Minutes later, the Pharaohs responded. A quick counterattack suddenly placed Belgium under pressure. Supporters rose from their seats. Could this be the moment? Could Egypt steal victory? The attack continued. The chance developed, but once again, the final touch was missing. The tension was unbearable. Every second felt significant. Every pass felt important. The players were exhausted, but nobody wanted to stop fighting. As the match entered its final moments, both teams threw everything forward. Belgium chased a winner. Egypt chased history. Yet despite all the drama, neither side could find the decisive breakthrough. Then, finally, the referee looked at his watch. The whistle sounded. The match was over. Belgium won. Egypt won. A draw, a result that left both teams with mixed feelings. Belgium would be relieved. After trailing for much of the match, they had managed to rescue a point, but relief would not hide the reality that improvements were needed. The Red Devils knew they could play better. They knew tougher challenges were still ahead. Egypt, meanwhile, would feel pride. They had stood toe-to-toe with one of Europe's strongest teams. They had shown courage. They had shown discipline. And they had shown the world that they belonged on football's biggest stage. Yet there would also be disappointment. For long stretches of the match, victory had been within reach. For long stretches of the match, the dream had felt real. Still, a point against Belgium was a statement that Egypt intended to compete, a statement that Group G would not be easy for anyone, and perhaps most importantly, a statement that underdogs should never be underestimated. As fans left the stadium, discussions immediately shifted toward the future. What did this result mean? Who benefited most? Who still had work to do? For Belgium, the message was clear. Talent alone would not be enough. The World Cup demands consistency. The World Cup demands focus. And the World Cup punishes mistakes. For Egypt, the message was equally clear. Believe. Continue believing, because performances like this can change an entire tournament. As the tournament moved forward, both teams would carry valuable lessons from this encounter. Belgium learned resilience. Egypt gained confidence. And football fans around the world gained another unforgettable World Cup memory. Because that is what the World Cup does best. It creates stories. It creates drama. It creates moments that unite millions of people across the globe. Belgium versus Egypt may have ended in a draw, but the emotions, the tension, and the memories created by this match will last far longer than 90 minutes. And with the group stage still unfolding, one thing remains certain. The story was far from over. The journey was far from complete. And the biggest moments of this World Cup were still waiting to be written. Outro CTA. If you enjoyed this match story, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another World Cup documentary. Let us know in the comments. Did Belgium escape with a point, or did Egypt let a famous victory slip away? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next football story.